Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. Now, I've said that I want to do a game of everybody in the round of 32 Premier League for Season 3 for all three regions, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Unfortunately, the previous three games we cast were between Sulky and Bbyong. Now, the other two players in their round of 32 bracket were Stats and Terminator, but unfortunately, Stats and Terminator never played a game against each other, and I only just realised that. So, yeah, we got that great series of 3, but we're not going to be able to do just a single game to see Stats versus Terminator, but we are going to do 2 games instead. So we're going to see Bbyong versus Terminator, and then Stats versus either Bbyong or versus Sulky. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep casting Bbyong. He's an interesting player. He definitely did an awesome victory against Sulky, and I haven't seen a whole lot of him. So yeah, maybe we'll check out a little bit more of him against these other two guys, Stats and Terminator, to see if he can, you know, how awesome he really is and how awesome they really are. So anyway, let's introduce the players. The Protoss player down the bottom right side of the map is Mr. Terminator, 22 years of age from South Korea, plays for the Jin Air Green Wings team. And his opponent, you already know from the last few days, is Mr. Bbyong, 22 years of age, from South Korea, plays for the CJ Enters team. And that Reaper is getting right in there, having a good old crack, and unfortunately did get taken out by the Stalkers. Unfortunate, but the Mothership Core did manage to get 2 kills, actually. Looks like a Marine and a SCV. Wow, that's quite good, actually, for a Mothership Core, really going in there and putting the herd on. But it looks like Bbyong has the Mothership Core's number right now and is going to be scaring it away quite easily with those Marines. So yeah, getting back into it and sitting back, relaxing, that's it. The early harassment is over. We just sit back, relax, and see what comes up. We've got a robotics bay coming out. Robotics facility, sorry, I always get those two confused. It is a robotics facility, and we do have, whoa, we've got a starport coming out, and just a single medevac at the moment. We don't really have, it's not going to be any sort of crazy widow mine drop, but it could be a marine drop, and maybe a bunch of Hellions coming down there as well. Looks like 2 Hellions did manage to get all the way into the main base. They haven't quite got any kills. I don't think they got any kills. 2 workers have gone down total. They may have been from the Reaper though, but they may have also been from the Hellions, so not bad. Not great by any stretch of the imagination, but not bad. And now we've got the double prong attack, so it is going, oh, excuse me, it is going to be the medevac on one side, the Hellions on the other side, and the Observer manages to miss them both. Very, very unfortunate. But here we go, very nice timing, going to be pulling the Stalkers out. Not really, the Stalkers aren't really falling for the bait. They're not really falling back into the main base. Now they realise what's going on, and the Marines picking the worst target they possibly could, which is of course the gateway, and then they're running for it. So it was a great idea, but the execution was almost perfect. The only thing he forgot to do was actually get those Marines to shoot something that was worth it. Maybe he saw the cannon and he's just like, screw that, I'm not getting those Marines anywhere near there. But maybe it was just a mistake. Maybe the whole thing was just a complete mix-up, and he's like, yeah, I was supposed to go to that airport, but ended up going to that airport instead, and kind of didn't work. So there we go, dropping off here instead, just outside range of the cannon. And what are they going to attack? Buildings again, because, you know, just attacking workers, doing a drop and actually attacking workers is, you know, the enemy expects that, so you got to do something unexpected by attacking the buildings. He's going for some workers now though, and is doing a pretty good job at taking them out. We do have 13 workers that have died so far versus only 1 for Bbyong. So Bbyong doing some very, very nice drop action against the Protoss player. And Terminator now has Stalkers permanently down there, but of course he's scouted the Colossus Bay, the robotics bay already. He was shooting at it. Look at this thing, it's already lost shields. So he knows all about that, and no doubt we will be seeing some Vikings coming out very soon. We've got a reactor on the factory. I think this is for barracks. No, the barracks are building their own thing. Maybe this is for a starport. I don't imagine he's going to be boosting out tons of Hellions, but maybe he's going to be boosting out tons of Widow Mines. There we go. Widow Mines, not too bad, but I would not be surprised to see a second starport and a reactor on that, just to start boosting out some Viking numbers. Maybe it is a little bit early though. It seems like a 3rd base plus sort of thing to be doing. Oh, nice drop, but getting right into the cannons, the Nexus overcharge. It is all chaos down here. They managed to snipe a sentry. They managed to snipe the cannon, but they're not going to be able to do too much else. And there is the very first Colossus out on the map. Looking very, very big and dominating and all over the place. It's like you cannot help but see that damn thing. And that's it. Oh, a bunch of Marines there as well, but they are going to get chased away quite easily by the Colossus, who is just bigger and badder than you could possibly imagine. Look at this. Follow mode. Or just want to follow this Colossus, actually. We're following the Colossus as its head is completely off the top of the screen. That is absolutely nuts. Ah, come on, don't lag on me. $1,000 computer, sorry, several $1,000 computer here. You should not be lagging on me. Very, very interesting. Here we go. We got a third base coming down soon. We do have one coming down from Mr. Bbyong. Terminator, obviously thinking about putting down a third base as well. So yeah, very, very nice. Very, very nice stuff. We don't mind just moving over there. Got to be hitting stuff. The hallucinated Phoenix does see it, but whoop-de friggin' do. There's another observer there, picking up the entire army. That's not good for Mr. Bbyong. The Colossus is going to go right up here and is going to start taking them stuff out. I assume that Colossus range is upgraded, but I assume incorrectly. It's not even running at the moment, which is quite surprising. A Colossus without Colossus range is pretty dinky, to be honest. It's just not there. It's not doing its job. Come on, 200 gas, get that Colossus range, otherwise this guy is just going to be shrimpy for the rest of the game, and there's nothing more sympathy inducing than a shrimpy Colossus. You need to give it that range, otherwise it's just, yeah, it's just not cool. It's just not cool to have a shrimpy Colossus in your army. But Terminator getting right in there, sorry, Bbyong getting right in there, and yeah, it's really moving around quite a bit. He is making some hits, not doing anything extremely impressive, but he's keeping the pressure on, and that's the important thing right there. So there we go, moving in, keeping the pressure on. Meanwhile, Bbyong sending another force down there, not even seeing the third base down. Obviously expecting a third base to be in the middle of building at this point, and maybe this was actually the diversionary force, but no third base was on its way, so Bbyong didn't get a chance to snipe it, but definitely making the right thoughts. And some Widow Mines. Oh, what is he doing? Oh, if those guys do not have blink, but if those Stalkers had blink, he would be so screwed. He would have lost quite, he may have got both of those guys sniped. Some Widow Mine hits on the Zealots. Very, very nice. Drop coming down. Very, very, very nice. Zealots coming down, but they get owned almost instantaneously. A whole bunch more Zealots coming down. Stalkers on the low ground. Colossus on the low ground, even with his shrimpy range, still doing quite a good job at taking out those medevacs or caping out those things. And there we go. There's the snipe of the natural, and this is exactly what Bbyong was hoping for. He's been doing the twin pressure, the double pressure for like the last few minutes, and finally it paid off big. And finally he is in an excellent, excellent position here. So Terminator is going to be running uphill from this point onwards, and whether or not he can make it happen, I really don't know. Bbyong has definitely been, I think, the more dominant player in this game, and now he's going to have a reason to be dominant. It's not just skill, where I think Bbyong had more skill before. Now he's got the macro, he's going to have the army size, he's going to be completely... He's already got the army size, he's completely over the top. He's just going to roll in here. What do we got there? It's a warp prism. We'll see if that gets anything good. I don't think we got like DT tech or anything like that, so it's probably just going to be Zealots, maybe High Templar, something like that. Regardless, here we go, and no Vikings as of yet, which is surprising. I thought maybe he'd get a few Vikings at least. And then again, we've only got one Colossus, and I don't think he's built any more than that. It's just been a single Colossus. He switched right over to High Templar tech pretty quickly. So he's obviously expecting a lot of Vikings to be out there, and he's got to be disappointed that there aren't actually that many Vikings, because, yeah, it's, you'd sort of expect that, and then you sort of swoop in with the High Templar, but it didn't really matter. Bbyong just had too much army, too much of everything, and even the High Templar coming out, they did have Storm, but it just wasn't enough to really push Bbyong away. He just had too much, he was too all over the place, and that's it. Game done there, and Bbyong taking the victory. So definitely starting to see why this guy is so freaking awesome. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching this game, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with another one. Stay tuned for that.